Hello, I'm Vafle Kamara with the ELBC News Bulletin. In the headlines, President Joseph Boakai proposes an annual Diaspora Conference on Liberia's development. Finance Minister Boema Kamara attributes Liberia's economic downturn to lack of diversification. Police arrested 3 persons for allegedly killing a 33-year-old man in Sanikwele, Nimba County. And away from home, Ghana's opposition leader condemns LGBT practices, saying it contradicts his Christian faith. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. President Joseph Boakai has proposed an annual Diaspora Conference on national development. President Boakai said that diaspora Liberians play an integral part in fostering national growth and development. Delivering his first State of the Nation address recently, the Liberian leader promised to establish clear and predictable policies and links where diaspora Liberians can play more meaningful roles in their country's future.
Liberians in the diaspora have a stake in the future of Liberia, and my administration will be intentional about ensuring that their stake in Liberia is fully honest. We will establish clear and predictable policies that link where diaspora Liberians can play more meaningful roles in the Liberian future.
President Boakai also described diaspora Liberians as an extension of Liberia's pride, noting that they share in the country's successes and challenges. The president said his administration will be intentional by ensuring that diaspora Liberians support the overall development of the country. Finance Minister Boema Kamara has attributed the backwardness of the Liberian economy to lack of economic diversification. The finance minister wants government to revert to the old economic model, which relies mainly on exportation of the raw materials, including iron ore, rubber, and other minerals. Minister Kamara also urged Liberians to be intentional about innovation and think outside of the box to build a vibrant and inclusive economy. Speaking in June, his confirmation hearing Wednesday, the finance minister said the government's policy should support domestic value addition, with Liberian entrepreneurs taking the lead. Minister Kamara also emphasized that it is time to move away from government being the largest employer to the private sector as the anchor for sustainable job creation. At the same time, the finance minister has vowed to reposition Liberia's economy on a sustainable path to growth with collaboration and support from government ministries and agencies. Minister Kamara believes such a feat is achievable based on the pending new National Development Plan that places more emphasis on agriculture, roads, and education. He added that this will require tireless efforts to secure and sustain financing for critical infrastructures or investments in assuring the optimization of public resources for the common good of the country. The Liberian financial expert also wants most of Liberia's borrowings go towards addressing the high cost of electricity and limited paved roads. Minister Kamara said the move is intended to strengthen the financial system for more support to developing projects and guarantee structural transformation. The Senate has confirmed 3 officials recently nominated by the president. Those confirmed are Finance Minister Boema Kamara, LRA Commissioner General Doba Jara, and Minister of State for Presidential Affairs Sylvester Grisby. Their confirmation followed reports from the Senate Committees on Ways, Means, Finance, and Budget and Executive. According to the committee's report, the nominees possessed the requisite qualifications and looked ready for the task ahead. Plenary of the Senate has mandated its secretary to communicate with the executive about their confirmation. Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Doba Jara says he will push for the full autonomy status of the authority. Mr. Jara said the elevation of the LRA to full autonomy status will empower the entity make strategic decisions, allocate resources, and be accountable for delivering results. According to our legislative reporter, Mr. Jada was speaking recently or on Wednesday during his confirmation hearing at the Capitol. The former PPCC boss also vowed to restore merit-based systems at the entity to ensure the promotion and appointments are based on competence and performance. Mr. Jada added that he will work along with relevant authorities to review the tax exemption regime and decentralized revenue collection. Police in Nimba County have charged and sent to court three people in connection with the death of a 33-year-old man identified as Bio Lumpia. Bio Lumpia, a resident of Ben Yonle town, reportedly went missing on January 8 while seeking herbal treatment at the home of a lady in the New Barras community in Saninkole. He was reported found dead on January 12 between Zolowi and Saninkole. Our correspondent said the suspects, Jackson Toke, Samuel Sime, Prince Doyen, and Victor, were passing the night together before he suddenly disappeared. The suspects have been charged with the crimes of murder, criminal conspiracy, tampering in criminal investigation, and tampering with physical evidence. The director of the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services in Grand Jida County, Alfonso Bay, has disclosed tremendous progress in the ongoing National Agriculture Survey. LAGIS, in collaboration with partners, including the Ministry of Agriculture, NAFA, and LACRA, is conducting a nationwide agriculture survey. The outcome of the 2-month survey will inform policy planning, supports, and help government and partners identify farmers' livelihoods needs, amongst others. Bay lauded citizens in the county for the cooperation and support in enhancing the successful implementation of the exercise. The survey began on January 15 with about 57 enumerators, aiming to cover a total of 268 enumeration areas before the close of the exercise on March 15. Maryland County Health Team has clarified that recent acquisition of vehicles and motorbikes is not a political donation. The county health team said the items were given by the World Bank as part of its performance-based financing project in Liberia. The county health officer, Dr. Cedar Freeman, told ELBC Wednesday the gesture is part of the World Bank's support to the Ministry of Health aimed at empowering and strengthening the health system. Maryland CHT classification or clarification comes amid speculation and misinformation in the county regarding the funding sources for the 2 Land Cruisers and motorbikes. The World Bank's performance financing-based project in Liberia focuses on bolstering key sectors, including healthcare, to promote sustainable development. The head for people living with disabilities in Mahama County has underscored the need for President Joseph Boakai to appoint qualified people of his community. Mr. Joe Bakala noted there are many qualified people within the disabled community who have been denied job opportunities over the years. Bakala believes President Boakai understands the challenges faced by PWDs in the country, having worked with various minority groups during his term as vice president. He wants the government to review the act establishing the National Commission on Disabilities to make it conform with current day realities. You're listening to news from ELBC. We broadcast from Painesville, outside Monrovia. Fire has gutted a 5-bedroom house in the New Buchanan community, Grand Bassa County. Wednesday's fire incident destroyed several belongings and cash worth thousands of Liberian dollars. A correspondent quotes the fire survivors are saying the fire was a result of a mosquito coil from one of the rooms in the house. Meanwhile, they are appealing to the National Disaster Management Agency and other humanitarians to come to their aid. Police in MBI County are investigating 2 persons in connection with the death of a 7-year-old girl in Beatrice Hine. Little Beatrice went missing recently in Kakata, but was later found dead on the property of one Emmanuel Dole and his wife Josephine Dole. A correspondent said the body was discovered with body parts extracted. The two suspects, Emmanuel and Josephine Dolly, however, pleaded innocent to the matter. Meanwhile, the police are urging family members of the victim to remain calm as investigation progresses. The head of Living Water Project, Pastor Afra BN, says the organization remains unwavering in ensuring the provision of safe drinking water to Liberians. Pastor Afra BN said the Church of Christ is also partnering with other organizations in ensuring the lives of people are protected against waterborne diseases. He pledged his support to the process through his international partners in reaching out to the most vulnerable communities in need of safe drinking water. Pastor BN made a disclosure when he appeared as guest on the Super Morning Show Thursday. And away from Liberia, Ghana's former president and leading opposition figure, John Mahama, has opposed LGBTQ practices, saying they contradict his Christian faith. Mr. Mahama said the faith he has will not allow him to accept a man marrying a man and a woman marrying a woman. LGBTQ rights are a heated issue in Ghana. The parliament of the West African country is currently considering a controversial anti-LGBTQ bill, which will impose tough penalties on members of the LGBTQ community if passed. The bill forbids Ghanaians from identifying as LGBTQ and increases the sentence for same-sex activities from a maximum of 3 years to a maximum of 5 years. And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. President Joseph Boakai proposes an annual Diaspora Conference on Liberia's development. Finance Minister Boema Kamara attributes Liberia's economic downturn to lack of diversification. Police arrest 3 persons for allegedly killing a 33-year-old man in Saninkole, Nimba County. And away from home, Ghana's opposition leader condemns LGBT practices, saying it contradicts his Christian faith. That's ELBC News Bulletin. I'm Vafli Kamara. Good afternoon.